Oh boy, a video I did not want to make about Samsung. I've been a Samsung user for so long that I used, for instance, the first Samsung Galaxy S1, but also phones before they were technically smartphones as we know them today. Been using, for instance, the Samsung Galaxy S700, the U600, the G500, all those phones. But today, giving information about the Samsung Galaxy S21 series, Samsung is really starting to annoy me in several ways. Now we know, Samsung made fun of Apple before, by removing, for instance, the headphone jack. Something that a lot of users still care about. Yes, I know, people say, stop ranting about it. This is simply a function for me though, and for many other users that is really handy, for instance in their car or anything like that. Especially for people who forget to charge the headset. Yeah, I'm one of them. Anyway, the new information about the Samsung Galaxy S21 series is not only are they planning to remove the charger in the box, which is just stupid. Yes, normal tech people have several laying around, or just one or two extra, which is basically for other rooms if you ask me, because I do have extra, but I have one for my bedroom and one here. So that I know that I don't have to carry that with me from location to location. It's just handy to have one extra. However, that does mean that that person that then sells their old phone, for instance, if I would get a new one, I would sell the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and then I would also sell it with my charger. Because that's something that you do. People want that with the charger as well then. It means that I have to get a new one. But there's some extra information. It seems that Samsung is doing the Samsung Galaxy S6 story again, by removing the MicroSD slot. If your base storage, heck, it actually doesn't matter what your base storage is. But if your base storage is 128 gigabytes, it simply isn't enough for more people. I for one have the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus with 128 gigabytes inside. I do have the MicroSD slot and I use it with 64 gigabytes because the phone is full the whole time. So a lot of people do still have that issue. Why are you removing the MicroSD? You're not Apple. I know, Apple removed the charger. Hey, Samsung, thanks. We should do the same. No, that's not how it works. Apple might set the standard for Samsung, but Samsung sets the standard for other phone companies to follow that same step. Because Samsung is the direct competition to any Android phone. However, Samsung is indirectly a competition to Apple. So, when Samsung removes something, Android devices will follow, because they think, well, if Samsung does it, there is no reason for them to ignore us, for instance, for a reason to remove, for instance, the power adapter. It's beyond me that companies are so shitty at the moment that they think, let me charge the same price by removing features. Because even though they will probably say, it's for the environment, I call BS on that. And I do the same thing with Apple as well. It was only removed out of the box to sell more adapters, but also the new MagSafe. And then, for instance, that indirectly also gets you to push slightly to that new case, then the wallet that you come with it, and so on. It's a really clever way in terms of running a business to make people adapt different things. Again, in terms of business, it is really a solid plan. However, it does not mean that it's justified. It does not mean that you should remove things that are useful for a normal consumer. And that just really annoys me. So, if the Samsung Galaxy S21 removes that and steals my design, then sorry, but what are you thinking? You're forcing people, for instance like me, to buy a more expensive version. And by the way, the version that is the Ultra already is $1,399. You're not getting a charger, you're not getting a microSD, and the base storage is 128 gigabytes for the Exynos version. It is rumored that the Snapdragon version will feature 256 gigabytes, which is odd. I mean, with the Exynos I got it, with the Note series for instance, because it was clearly the less superior chip. But with the new one, I doubt that the Snapdragon 888 will be less superior than the Exynos. Either way, Samsung, I don't know what you're doing. You're screwing up. And yes, this is a rant video, but I had to make it because for myself, I've been a Samsung user for such a long time that I'm like, what are you doing, Samsung? Where did it go wrong? What have they done where they said, let's ignore the base consumer, let's ignore every single bit? Honestly, Samsung has gotten lazy, and yes, the Fold still interests me because it's a cool, innovative product. However, other than that, Samsung, what are you doing? It makes no sense. Either way, that was my rant because I feel that Samsung is just messing up a lot lately. And the Samsung Galaxy S21 started to look good in terms of design, not so much the Ultra. Reason why I ditched it, the camera housing just looks too big in that kind of shape. But anyway, it seems that with the Samsung Galaxy S21 series, that again, it's gonna be, for me, a failure of a device. If you don't provide those necessities for a lot of people out there, what are you doing? I know, again, this is about selling more different products next to it. And in terms of business, that is clever. But don't forget that a lot of users still use it. It's mind-boggling that something like that can simply be done. And I know people will still buy it and think the new design looks good. Yes, I agree, because I'd want the same design. Still, Samsung could have stolen that, but anyway, that was my rant. I had to make this video about Samsung, and what Samsung is doing is just annoying me at the moment. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Samsung and what they are doing. Do you agree, for instance, that the Samsung Galaxy S21 and S21 Plus will have a glass stick back? For myself, that is not my biggest worry. I put a case on my phone anyway, so I'm not too fussed about it. But do you think that that is something that matters to you, given that the price will be lowered for those devices as well? It's now $899, I think, for the S21. I'm not 100% sure, but it is lowered a little bit. Either way, let me know in the comments below, of course, what you think about Samsung and what they are doing right now, what your opinion about it is. And of course, how do you feel about the steps that Samsung is currently taking when it comes to their normal phones? Either way, have a good one. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And of course, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and talk to you guys in the next.